that I wanted were in the contract. I was ready to sign it, and I said, I'll just wait till over the weekend. I talked about the details with my wife, and I was going to sign it and send it off Monday morning. What happened? What could happen? What are all of the things that might happen? I have this contract in my hand. I'm partners with Trump and Wiley. What happened? I missed a major point with all my attention to detail and things like that. They had the right not to publish this book just because it wasn't included. It didn't say they had to publish the book. So I'm thinking to myself, I write this great book for them. They own the rights to it. We have a contract, but they don't have to publish it. I said, that's a disaster. I called them up Monday morning and said, I'm sorry, Michael. We've got to go back to the negotiating table here because I can't live with that. It's definitely not in the context of what I want to accomplish. The final manuscript was so we reached agreement on that point. Final manuscript delivered in 6 months. They're delighted with the book. It's doing very well. Here was the final agreement. All the things, or many of the things that they said were non-negotiable, turned around because there was no other place they could get a book in the time they needed. And I was not an unknown quantity, not because of my reputation, but because they were getting the book. My reputation meant nothing. They just wanted the book. So all of a sudden they were getting it, and they get it. And this was the final contract. So they pay me $10,000 non-refundable worldwide royalties. And nobody else got royalties in this deal. I had editors working with me, and I asked for repayment. And they said, we're not going to pay you for editing. I said, but I'm giving you a better book because we're doing the editing and turning a final draft into a very fine book. So finally they agreed to that. If anything happens to me and the book is still published, they're going to pay my estate continuously. So this doesn't end with me. That's a big deal. The copyright reverts to me if they don't publish it. That's a big deal. If they choose to eliminate me and get it rewritten, for the percentage of my materials that they use, they're still going to pay me. That's amazing. And not only that, every one of the graphics, tables, charts, and models are my copyright. So I was extremely happy with the contract, and they're extremely happy with the book. And so in the balance, they got what they want, and I got what I wanted. Now let me ask you this. You're in a complex negotiation, right? What should my counterpart have done? What should Trump University's lawyers have done? You're on the other side. You're negotiating with me. And by the way, the negotiations were really pleasant. I'm a nice guy. And you know, they could feel that I was serious and there's no power plays or anything like that. I was just stating my intentions and very gentle. It was two friends coming together talking. I knew what I wanted, they knew what they wanted. No hard bargaining. So, but what should the other side have done? Because they weren't powerless. What would you do if you were negotiating against me? Anybody have an idea? Otherwise, you're a victim of time. Did you want to answer? Go for it.
No, what I would have done is, if I were Mike from the other side, I would have said, okay, I can't win this negotiation with Mike, so why not be flexible and open up again the competition that we will become more flexible with other authors.
Fabulous. That's exactly what they should have done. They weren't smart enough to think like that. What they should have done was hired 2 or 3 other writers, $5,000 a piece, and say, listen, we're not promising that we're going to publish this book, but if we do publish this book, you know, we're giving you $5,000 non-refundable, and if we then sign a contract and publish it, you'll get our standard terms. They would have gotten writers, right? And then all of a sudden they could have walked away from me at any moment. So that would have been an excellent strategy. What was the one key to my success? Because this, you know, in life, in business, in everything, there's usually one key to success. One button, one something. If you push it, we need a microphone in the back. What was the one key to my success?
I'd say perseverance, because you never lost your vision. Your vision and your perseverance.
And I stayed true to myself. I didn't lose my vision, but I stayed true to myself. I wouldn't have been happy in a partnership with a book that was doing okay if I wasn't remunerated. Entrepreneurs don't work for hire. They will work very hard, 18 hours a day, but they want rewards if they succeed. Was there one other question in the back? In the corner?
Well, I think that the key to the success was the commitment that you showed for the process.
And for you that are planning to go in your own business or do anything, one strongly held vision, commitment is a huge key to success. Setting that vision and committing to get there. One other point, one other key to success here for me.
Another key I thought, maybe it wasn't about you, but about the situation is that you had no competition. So the publishers needed a book right away, and they had you or they had nothing, so they had to stick with you until your terms.
And so I really understood that up front, and I kept telling him over again, Michael, you're going to get a book. And I kept giving him chapters of the book, so he knew he was going to get what he wanted. That was my key to success. So let's see what we got here. So what's happened to the book? Selling very well. They like it in the series. It's been published in classical Chinese in Taiwan. It's been published in mainland China in simplified Chinese. Whoops. They asked for a contribution to another book in the series. It's called Wealth Building 101, and they asked me to contribute 2 chapters. It's been published in Bulgarian and Polish. And so having Trump University and Wiley as partners is unbelievable. They want this book and their whole series to go around the world because they're branding Donald Trump. So I guess my takeaway is you're not a victim of seemingly powerful forces if your mindset is such that you can succeed. And if you don't succeed under their terms, you can still have what you want to accomplish under different terms. I would have had a book, I'd have it published by somebody else. And so what goes on in your mind is where all the action is. Thank you for being such a great interactive audience. I really enjoyed working with you.
Thank you, Mike. Ok, ahora vamos a hacer una breve sesión de preguntas y respuestas. ¿Hay alguien en el auditorio que quiere preguntar algo especialmente sobre Mike, sobre sus negocios y su experiencia, o sobre el libro? ¿O alguien quiere preguntar algo? ¿Todo claro? Muy bien. Entonces concluimos el evento con un reconocimiento y les agradecemos mucho por su asistencia. Muchas gracias.